Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. Come on and go to the wicked, wicked Wild Wild West. It's Will Smith. Just kidding. It's Underdog Plays with the next, and well, I guess it's the current, sandbox mode featured park, Wild Wild West. That's right, the movie with Will Smith. And I'm sure other people are in that movie too. But, so basically it's a Western theme with a little bit of steampunk involved, and I think this will be an interesting build to try out. I already have like a little entrance gate, but that's about it. And, so we're just gonna start our build. And if you can hear me, which you should be able to, because the audio seems to be working, just be aware that if you have 3,600 points, that's 3,600 power points in my Twitch chat, you can spend them on picking a ride that will go in this park. No matter what, I can't say no. That's how it works. So, stick around. If you don't understand how Twitch points work, come over to Twitch. You just enter the chat. You just type something, and from then on, if you lurk, you get points. I think it's like 200 or something points every 10 minutes or so. So that's the deal there. And we're just gonna start building and see where it takes me. We're just gonna go and see what happens here. So I was thinking of like, if I could put down some shops first, right? I don't need to use my favorites. I should have some creations here. Let's see, not this one. This one I can delete. Yes, delete it. The toilets are cool. I have Western fries. Oh, I have a special entrance that we had before. That can go. This is on the workshop, I think. If I delete something, does it go away on the workshop or does it stay on the workshop forever? That's what I don't understand. Okay, so I have this little building here with a cowboy dude. And this is going to be an info booth. Because I don't think I've done a sandbox park where we have like priority queues and stuff like that. Because usually it doesn't matter. But we're going to do it this time because why not? There's a first time for everything. Okay. And then most of the buildings here I think are going to be Western. Obviously. It's the Wild Wild West. I'm just going to have to add a little, you know, iron and metal and like steampunk theming to it. Don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, but I'll find a way. There's always a way, my friends. Mucho dollarinos. Okay, we get an ATM. And let's see. We need a staff room. Western staff building. That looks good to me. I don't see why not. So I think I'm gonna make like a main road here at the start. Like an old town, you know, Western. What you think of when you're thinking old town Western. Like this big main road down the middle. With a couple buildings here and here. And then the rest of it's going to be big rides. Rides for fun. Rides for you and me. Why is the entrance over here? If the door is there. Oh well, whatever. We'll figure that out. But I was using a brick path. Why is this curved? Whatever. That just looks like that just looks like poop. Sometimes the pathing in this game is very bad. That's just part of the problem. I know exactly what I'm looking for here. Music power. Alright. I don't even remember much about the movie. I remember there's a train, so we'll probably get a train ride. Right? The main villain's like building a big steam train or something. I don't remember anything. And then there's like a giant spider, which I have, and we're gonna throw it in here somewhere, so don't worry about that. But, yeah, I don't know. The movie's not that great. It's kind of like a meme, right? There we go. We got some, music. So we have something to listen to while we're building. And of course I stopped it so we don't get to listen to it, because I'm an idiot. And I've been using, like, different types of lights here, mix and matching some things. I think I was using these for the path lights. These look right. Yeah. Get one of those over here. I think steampunk in itself is like a really hard aesthetic to get right. So it's kind of like my first attempt of it. And I won't be surprised if it doesn't pan out too well. Because it like has to look a specific way. Or else you're just doing something weird. And, you know, it's different because it's not like normal steampunk. It has to have Western flair to it. Right? That's the whole gimmick of Wild Wild West. Is that the guy, I don't remember. This is weird because I don't even have like the correct references to what I'm talking about. But you know, it's all about like iron and machines or technology that shouldn't exist exactly in the time, but is also kind of like being discovered at the time. Like steam trains, obviously, and I don't know, stuff like that. Machinery, weapons. The American West, a time of change. So I got some, like, you know, bushes, and we're gonna make this place look pretty and not just fill it with rides all over the place. I do like to decorate, so please expect lots of decoration here. If you've never been to one of my Planet Coaster streams and you're like, where's the coasters, Underdog? Build me a coaster. Relax. We'll get there. Don't you worry. Now I believe I have a bathroom here. I believe I actually even downloaded one. Source. Frontier Workshop. Steampunk Bathroom. Look at this. Oh, it's perfect. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Not too big. It's got a little decoration around it. It's got like a gimmick here with the big clock that looks perfect. That fits with exactly the theme. And there we go. So, I knew I picked this for a reason. I'm also going to charge people $1 once the whole park is open and everything. Speaking of which, I don't even remember if we set options here. We're just going to close this down for now. I'm not ready to open it. Make the maximum guests at like 100, just so we're not filling the place with a huge crowd. I'll set the price of the information booth way later, because that's usually one of the last things you do. And let's see. Can't forget to put lights everywhere. It's gonna get dark at night. I won't be able to see. Okay. Hold on, I got a message. What the hell? Why do people message me when I'm streaming? Just come to the stream! And then talk to me. I don't understand. I got some bandits. Shooting bandits. Should we have a shootout like right? We should. Give me a shootout right in the middle of the town here. That would be cool. This guy's doing his own little shootout by himself. Who's he shooting at? We don't know yet. I might save that for like a ride queue. Yeah. Okay, let's just start with ooh. Let's just start with shops and stuff, right? Facilities. Ugh! I have to repaint this whole thing? What? Why? That's gonna take forever. Alright, I can do that later. Sorry, I get like frazzled here. I jump all over the place. A lot. So I know it can be annoying. We want a hotel. And I think I even downloaded one, too. For this park specifically. Right? I think so. Maybe. Oh, right here. Wild Wild West. The best. Why is there a big ass fence back there? Oh boy. What? What happened? What is all this? Oh, the hotel's up there. Why is this empty? They didn't finish. You didn't finish this. Whatever this is, it's unfinished. Why would you put a build? See, you don't see that. You see it from the front, and you're like, "Oh wow, this building looks cool." I mean, I guess I could try to finish it, but like, what's the point? It looks like there was supposed to be maybe a ride in here or something, or they just didn't understand how these work. Why are there 2 bathrooms? You don't need a queue for a hotel, dude. We could, yeah, I could use this as like a ride queue. I think, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just mess around and see what I can do here. Now there's all these little, like, lights, and I don't know what this person did. Seems like they very clearly didn't understand how parts and buildings work. Don't leave things unfinished like this place. They made like a flashing light sequence out here. Don't do that. Just want a building. And then there's like a weird fence here. I don't. What happened? Who did this? You're in trouble now. Because I have to fix it. It's like, jeez. But the good news is, the main building part looks like I can finish it. So that's what we're gonna do. Because I feel like I do need a hotel. I don't really build a lot of hotels in my sandbox parks. And the purpose of a hotel is to keep people in your park. And obviously, we want people to stay in the park longer, enjoy their time, ride the rides again, spend more money, all that good stuff. So I think I am going to find a way to make this into a ride queue, though. So I just want to take this out. I don't know why you put this down here. I'll find a way. This is what we call unfinished. It's very awkward. But I believe should have building pieces to fix this. Wood! Give me that wood. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, missing any little things here. I don't think so. I think that's about it. Do. So I think the questions about Planet Coaster Console Edition at this point is like, when do we get the next DLC? Do we actually get the next DLC? Are they even working on it to make it, work for console? Those are the questions I have. And then I guess the next thing is, will we get Planet Zoo? Because I know I want it. I know everybody else would love it. Here we go. Huh. Well, this is awkward. I can't go in between. I'm just gonna have to finagle with it. I'm just gonna have to mess around with this. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Do. Yeah, it's like this roof piece didn't snap all the way, but that's fine. It happens. Because we're gonna get a staircase here, so that might not be too much of an issue. Eh? Eh. Oh, come on. There, that's close enough. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because you probably won't even see this part anyway. I can hide it with like a little fence barricade thing. Do. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, so let me get this path here. Curb on the ground, yes. Railing, no. Stairs, yes. I think that's as good as that's gonna get, honestly. And that should mean that this part right here works. And that this wall can go down. I don't want to interrupt the path. I think that's as good as it's gonna get there. 'Cause I don't want to mess around with the path. Pathing is probably the most annoying thing. And just dealing with it is not fun. I mean, it kind of looks messy here and there, but I don't see the point of, like, struggling with it for hours just to fix one little piece. Okay, so the question is, which ride do we do? Now, there's a couple rides that fit really well in a Western theme, and there's a couple rides that fit really well in a, I guess you could say, steampunk theme. But for the Wild West, I think we're gonna go with the Collider, because I haven't used the Collider in a while. Gonna do the Collider, which just spins around sideways really fast. And I'm gonna, like, surround it with either fence or walling or something. But it's gonna go right there. We're gonna figure out an exit and an entrance. Gotta move this over, buddy. I'm sorry. Terrain is too uneven. Now you're gonna have to... Oh. Because of the path. God damn it. That's okay. I can fix this. Believe it or not, I know exactly what to do. Believe it or not, George is in Elm. Sorry. Yo, Seinfeld was supposed to come to Netflix, and it never did. It never did. They lied to all of us. What a shame. Why would you not put it immediately on Netflix when you have the rights to it? That doesn't make any sense. Especially with Netflix going, like, down. It's getting worse. It's so bad. I'm thinking of, like, really unsubscribing to Netflix right now. We can worry about... I want to get this path right before I worry about the exterior. Was this 26 or 23? 26. This is like 2 in the way. In the way. I can't see. I can't see this very clearly. Man, some of these western rocks are huge. Which is good for theming. But I mean, come on. I don't need all that. Alright. So. Squeeze me. That's that. We'll worry about the inside later. Let me get this Q. Now the question is, what do I want for the Q? We got blue, we got brick, we got black. Let's go with black. Have like more modern style cues. I also have to make a priority pass line somehow inside of here. Which is gonna be really interesting to figure that out. Decorating inside is gonna be a disaster too. Oh, somehow I got it to work. You know what? Okay, hold on. I have to redo this. I have to think about priority passes and queues. I have to think. Where am I putting My line. Gonna have to go this way. The only way it's gonna work. This is the only way. Alright, I think maybe we make these, maybe we make it straight, like sharp edge corners and stuff. Maybe. That might be the only way to get my ideas across in here. Okay, so there's the entrance, and then not going to be a very long priority queue, and I don't think it'll be very worth it, but enable priority pass. And yes, I realize there's no floor, but I wanted to get this done before I do the inside. So the second you walk in to there, please. Vertical wood. Nothing wrong with vertical wood, am I right, ladies? Ooh, ooh. Sorry. See, that line's really short. I don't know how effective it'll be, but we'll see. And in fact, I might not even have to mess too much with that, because I have this, which is gonna actually be the ceiling here. What? Oh, is there a reason you don't want to, like, fit the grid of the thing? What's wrong with you? Why does teleport? Oh, because I think it's on the same building. It's alright, we'll have 1,000 buildings. I don't care about all that. Like, it's complicated to explain if you don't understand how it works. You can have, like, a bunch of things be a part of a building and then grab that building. Oh my god, what's happening? This is not at all how this is supposed to go. But in order to get this roof, may be the way to do it. Edit building. Pick this. Copy. Oh. There we go. Okay, now it's doing what I want it to do. Which is like, copy these pieces correctly so that we can get a roof inside here. So the hotel's upstairs, the ride is downstairs. As simple as that. Let's see. Okay, I missed some spots here. I don't know how that happened. It's hard to see in here. Oh my gosh. I really screwed this up. What the hell? How do I fix this? What happened? Something didn't stick at the same level. I think that's what it was. Oh, because this is the porch. That's why that's not at the same level. Okay, that's fine. Ah, getting the camera and other things to work inside of a building, probably one of the most annoying things to deal with. Do 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 do. Okay, so click this, edit building, click on it again, copy it, move over. Shrink that, move it this way. There you go. Huh? That's as good as this is gonna get, I think. And I'll just put something on the edge. Or drag another copy. Just get the main roof done. Ceiling. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's gonna glitch out a little bit visually, but I don't see it, so I don't care. Like, you really won't see this much unless you're in a POV of the queue line. Which is never gonna happen. Okay, so now we have to do this edge. Sorry, this is really annoying. It's annoying to watch, it's more annoying to do. Certain things want to clip to their own shit. It's just like, bro, please. Alright, close enough. We can cover this part. Do 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 do. Alright. I mean, that might work. It might. You don't know until you try. This part, we're gonna copy and rotate and put right there. Do 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 do. Of course, I missed a piece of the puzzle. Is it all clear? Alright, good. We did the thing. Did the thing. I need to copy some of these. I'll probably go back and finish the inside there after I know that the ride, like the queue is good and the ride is working. 'Cause that's kind of when it matters. So I don't want to build something and then have to redo the whole queue inside. That would be just a waste of everyone's time. Now, as far as this ride goes, it's like the collider is very basic. And I'm pretty sure it can only go in a circle clockwise and then go high if it wants to. Yeah, and that's about it. It just, spins around here. Do 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 do. Oh, you don't even need to test this. Because it's so basic. Now, do I want to wall the whole thing in? Or do I want to see what's outside? No, let's see what's... Yeah, let's, There we go. Hello? I wasn't done. Press the button. Thank you. There we go. Right, that little edge is kind of weird, but maybe I can push it in a little bit. Or it does make sense if I have like a wall extending. I guess that's why this person did that. This was clearly, like the pre-made part was clearly made by somebody that was not completely familiar with the tools, and it's very obvious. And that's why they had this like wall expansion, which I guess for the corner is fine. Maybe it gives it like a movie set look too, which actually is perfect for what the theme is. Okay, there's one rod down. That just took way longer than it needed to. Now, we have to decide what we want for food. Scenery theme. Alright, I built my own French fry thing a while ago. It would be silly not to just use it, right? We'll have these French fries. And there's like this outhouse that can't be used, which is really unfortunate. I wish I could. Bro, what did you do back here? What the heck? The bell's ringing. This looks like a pueblo. Wild Wild West, I thought, takes place in Mexico, not New Mexico. Come on, man. I guess it doesn't matter. The horse vet. We got a sheriff building. Hi, Casey. How's it going? Put this there. Help me with my downtown Main Street here. If you're walking into a western town, what do you want to see? A gambling den? A saloon? Let's see, we got French fries and Mexilante. It's gotta be Mexilante. It has to be. Does this actually fit here? I don't think it does. Although I could edit the building. I'll just edit the building. Cactus. Okay, that didn't really... It doesn't really help me. I meant for building. Cactus building. Thanks. Thanks for the input. Have you ever seen the movie Wild Wild West? Because that's what this is. That's what we're doing. I have cactus. There's cactus right here. We just used that building too, which is like really weird. I used that Street Fox coffee in my last build. Sody Pop. He just discovered how to use carbonation. It's gotta be soda. That's like the drink of the future for people in the Wild West. You can never have too many what? Too many bathrooms? That's probably true. Get another toilet right there. Just because it's going to be in the middle of all the food and stuff. This is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Yeah, some weird shit going on. Tumbleweeds? I don't think there's tumbleweeds in the game. There's cactus. Definitely cactus. Alright. Okay. So we got soda, bathrooms, french fries, coffee, and then the staff room. So do I need anything else? Because we have one ATM and that should be enough for this area. I need like one more shop. Oh, you know what? I should get like a gift. Let me get like a gift shop of some sort. Just a memento. Balloons? Are there balloons in the Wild West? Let's go with balloons. We just figured out how helium works. And I'll get another soda. Because why not have to? all the buildings are kind of like the same design, which is like they're the same blueprint, just a different color and different advertising. But I guess that's whatever. That's why they want you to make your own, but I don't have time for that. I don't have time to make every single building. That would make this take forever. You did say something about a cactus, so let's just take one of these cactus. Put it right there. Right there so you see it. Right in the way. Get one over here too. Okay. Egads! Why is... Oh. I was like, why is music happening? And then it's because the music is playing because I was in play mode. Yagoba? Do 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 do. Okay, so Will Smith comes through, he starts rapping, and you come into the park. And the first main ride should be the train. It has to be. It has to be the train with the big spider thing. That has to be like the middle of the park. Right? So maybe it starts from here and I can put the thing right here so you see it right away. Because without that, what are we even doing? Oh yeah, I forgot this thing like flips up that way. So, before I put down, I'll show you the spider thing. You know what? I'll show it to you. And you'll be like, oh, now I get it. If I can find it. There it is. Remember that movie, The Wild Wild West, where it had the spider and it was shooting the laser beams and stuff? Somebody made that. This is pretty good. So we're gonna have this like sitting here on top of a train station or a train coaster. I think it would be easier to place the coaster down first, though. So there's a couple different train coasters. We have the Canyon Runner. Right? We have Gold Fever, which has the swinging carts. That's not really a train. We have a couple wooden coasters that could work for that theme. We have the Iron Fury, which is a hybrid. I think this actually would be our best bet because it's literally a hybrid steel and wood, and it fits perfectly in the theme. But it's not exactly a train. Malice Unchained might work. Oswald's Magnificent Machine actually might work really well too. I think I'm gonna go with the Canyon Runner because it's like an actual train. And these are just, references. But we'll definitely get a hybrid coaster in this park. It would make no sense not to. Yeah, I think I'll go with the Canyon Runner first. Which is just a standard coaster. Put it right here, and we'll get a drive tire. Chain speed, let's go 6. Let's make it a fast coaster. How high do we want to go? 85? These don't have to be that high. 107? 139. I never go over this. Let's go one more. 153. I don't think these can be very steep. Let's go like halfway. Let's do like a halfway drop. Keep it high. So this type of coaster can't do like inverts, but it can bank and have hills and all sorts of stuff. Why not go 160? What do you mean? It is at 160. It's 162. We can adjust the height later if we need to. Why not 184? Why not go 300 feet? 'Cause that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. The only thing that's bad about testing this type of coaster is you have to look at the back of the engine the whole time. So you don't really get that classic front row coaster scene. But you can view it from the back. I think the best seat on this ride is actually at the back. If you have any, cool ideas, Casey, let me know. For this ride I'm at. There's not a lot of options with this style of coaster, though. It is very basic. I think I want it to be a long coaster. Like, stay on it for a while. Because I always do really short coasters, so, you know? Why not? Let's actually go this way. When I think of a train at a park, you think about it going around the whole park. Yeah, but this is a roller coaster, not a train ride. It's a roller coaster designed to look like a train. It's not a train. We have a train that could go around the whole park. I could do that. But that's not what this is. This is a roller coaster. I think you're confused. Go over parts of the park. We haven't designed the park yet. You mean like an exploration ride? That's not what this was supposed to be. What's the guy's name? I have to Google this. I decided to do this theme because I wanted to get it out of the way. Wild Wild West is a 1999 American Western action comedy. Will Smith. This movie had a budget of 170 and made 220. Hey, that's not bad. It made money. Holy shit. Loveless. Dr. Loveless. We're gonna call it the Loveless. So there's like references to the movie. Loveless. That's not a bad name for a coaster, right? Alright, we have to turn this on and test the whole thing. You want to sit in the back? I have to remember it's like a really long car too, you know? We have to treat it like the type of coaster it is, which is this long ride for everybody. Whoa! Probably smooth that end bit out. And put a brake section there. Okay. Yeah, I kind of just got bored and put like a random steep drop here, but probably didn't really need to do that. Do 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 do. Alright. Give me one more test. I don't think the park's open, so we shouldn't have a problem with pissing people off. While that's testing, we're actually gonna build this work roster. Which will include, obviously, the staff room. The info booth. And all the shops that are here. This is just to organize like the staff and the people that work here. $19.99. What a year. What a year to be alive. Do you remember 1999? What happened back then, man? What was going on where they were like, you know what we need to do? We need to have a movie with Will Smith in the Wild West, but it's also sort of steampunk and there's a giant tarantula for some reason. Hey, Casey. The other Casey's here. What's up? What's up? Hey, those numbers aren't actually that bad, man. They're pretty high. That's alright. I'm okay with that. Did I do... Yeah, I think we did straight paths in there, so... That means I have to do a straight path here. But I also have to leave room for the priority queue. For the people that paid more money that want to cut the line. Hey, there we go. That's perfect. And what were we using? Vertical wood? Because I made a joke. Made like a penis joke about that. Yo, girl, want to see my vertical wood? Yeah! In the park that I'm building, because it's really cool. And it looks Western. Alright, and then we'll add decorations to that eventually. We'll add decorations in here once we're sure that that works. Underdog, you forgot to add the hotel to the work roster. You know what? You're right, I did. Did this person connect the rooms? It looks like the answer is yes. Yes, they did. Okay. So now, we're gonna put this thing down here. Whoop. The big tarantula. Should it face this way? Or the other way? Or should it just go... It kinda has to, like... shoot over the track. Are you on PS4? Yes. Also, It's Your Mom is a very wonderful name. I'm glad you came up with that. What the hell? Look at this. That looks so cool. Where's Will Smith when you need him? I don't think these things actually shoot. I could add like laser effects so that it's shooting at you, but I don't think we really need it. I like these steam effects though. Those really work. That's what's gonna make this park feel like, you know, wiki wiki wild wild west. And you know who lives in the Wild West? Cowboys. So let's see if I can find a joke About cowboys. What do you call a takeout low-calorie meal for a cowboy? A satellite dish. There you go. You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Appreciate all you do. There's the joke. Satellite dish. Don't think about it too hard. Pretty bad joke. I love it when things don't load in. Yeah, are you on PS4? This is your answer. See how the textures don't want to load in? That means yes, I am on PS4. Ha! 4 minutes later after the joke. Look, I didn't write that joke, I stole it. Which means I'm basically just like Amy Schumer. Haha. She had a Super Bowl commercial because apparently you can be a world-class celebrity and a comedian respected by other people. All you have to do is just steal others' jokes. Why haven't I thought of this? I could have been doing that for years. That's why I'm not more successful. Damn it, dude. What is wrong with me? Why didn't I just start stealing others' jokes? Why? Wiki wiki wild wild west. Alright, so I'm gonna put some rocks around here because we can. And it'll look good. I'm gonna listen to the Wild West theme song, like that rap song. I have to listen to it at least once. I just can't listen to it on the stream or else I'll get DMCA by Will Smith himself. He'll be like, ah! I was in YouTube Rewind one time, and I'll be like, listen, Mr. Smith, please. You have everything you could ever want. Just let me, you know, use your song one time. This is the Wild Wild West. I want to see Salma Hayek dancing. That's all I'm saying, man. Come on. Alright, well, we tried. There's your tumbleweed. There it is right there. That's it. Gotta have the cactus. What's the plural of the cactus? Cacti or cactuses? Cactuses. It's like octopus. It's one of those weird words that nobody really knows. No one really knows. Okay. And now we have to take these lights and put them over here. Also, for the record, if you see me streaming and your question is this on PS4? The answer is yes. Because I only stream on PS4. Because my computer is kind of poopy. But the game works, man. The game works fine on console. I'm used to it now. At first it was kind of weird getting used to the controls, but now it's like, no problem, I got it. I understand everything now. I have been enlightened. It all makes perfect sense to me. Do. Alright, I don't know if this huge spider thing counts for the Q rating, but it went to 100%, so I'm assuming it does. And then this should be accepting the hotel as scenery rating. Okay, so we got 2 rides down. Let's go for another ride. Let's do a ride down the middle. Like you walk through the middle. And there's just a ride, right? Here. And you're like, what the heck? Which way should we go? Let's curve this way. So I can have a ride like right here, underneath this shit. Flat ride or coaster? That's always the question. 3,600 points in the chat will let you accept and choose your own ride, but I think we're gonna do a big wheel. Big wheel, keep on turning. Because I can put this literally right underneath the coaster. Oh, doesn't that look cool? Come on, you know that looks cool. The problem with this ride is it's not like popular enough to warrant a priority queue, but that's okay. Because it's sandbox and we're not really worried about stuff like that too much. Yeah, the Ferris wheels aren't very popular. Like, people will go on them if there's nothing else to go on. But we know not a lot of people are gonna go on this ride, so. The queue doesn't have to be very long. And then we'll... I like, today I want to put rides down first, because what I always do, and what I've been doing in the past couple builds, is I've been putting down, you know, like one thing at a time, and then spending hours and hours decorating it, which is great, and that's wonderful. But then, like, people come in and I have one ride and they're like, what the heck, dude? Where's all the rides? So, we're gonna focus on rides first. Like, for the main part here. Get the rides out of the way, and then I'll do decoration at the end, I guess. The big wheel. Doesn't really need a special name. Gonna try to make it look Western somehow. Try to make it a little bit steampunky. Alright, well, if I'm using that music, that means I might have to get a different type of music for the other... Well, this one has its own music, so I guess not. I'll have to get different ambient music. Which is fine. Western piano? Old Timers Campfire. I don't even hear it. It's not even playing. Alright, I said I was gonna do some sort of shootout thing here in the middle too. But I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do that. That takes away from the idea of like a scenery queue, but I don't know if it really does. These guys are just letting that other cowboy shoot at them. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Alright. That's cool. I mean, if you want to, you know, keep shooting, partner. Hmm. Oh, look at that. They like pinched in. See, I would never think of doing something like this. They pinched in the hay to the side. I would never think to like, oh, let's make a barn and then put hay on the side of the. Because I'm not creative. I'm just gonna have this here so I know like what we're doing. I'm not gonna spend hours doing this. Trust me. Relax. It's fine. This guy's gonna be angry. We can move these people. Okay. He's hanging out at the coffee place. Alright, so we know there's a shootout happening over here between the shops and the big wheel. That's all we need to know. So this can open whenever. Doesn't need a priority queue. That's done. Next ride. Well, I know I want a hybrid coaster, and we were talking about it, so let's just get into it, yeah? Now, there's a couple different ones. There's the Gnarler, Hop the Gaps, Iron Fury. I think we're going with Iron Fury, because it's the most steampunky one. The one that looks most steampunk. And we're gonna tuck it right back here. We're gonna try. I have to turn this around. There we go. This way we can get a turn in the back, and I'll show you what I mean. Because that's how we're actually going to start the build. Ugh. So no matter how the ride starts and what the middle is, this is how it'll end, with a straight and then just a braking turn right back into the station. So that way we can have our entrance on this side of the main path and stuff. So this ride, or this type of coaster, like I said, it's a hybrid coaster. It's half wood, half steel. And I'm pretty sure this one can do loops, the Iron Fury. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's loops right here, so. We can do loops, but I know that there's a glitch in the game when you try to do loops underground. So I'm actually going to save now before I break the game by trying to do anything. And, yeah, I kind of like this. We're going to have a slower start here. This one needs to be taller than the last one, so let's go up almost 200 feet. It's gonna be a big coaster. Nothing wrong with that, because it's right in the front of everything. I'll make this longer. We're gonna have to... So my plan is not to have a huge drop. My plan is to actually have like a halfway drop here, and then do a loop. So that way we know that the loop isn't underground. And I want just a vertical, like a... Oh, we could get an inverted loop. There is space for that. These loops on these types of coasters are sometimes weird though. Like, this will be cool. I kind of just want to see what it'll be like, actually. I'm probably not going to do this. I'm feeling a normal loop. Yeah, see, it's like some sort of steampunk machine there in the front, so this is like the perfect style, the perfect theming for what I want to do. I think I just kind of want a normal loop to start off the coaster, though. I just want to see what this one looks like. The inverted Norwegian twist, or whatever the hell. Oh, yeah, that might be too crazy. That might be crazy. I mean, it's cool. Definitely cool. But we have all these other loops. I feel like my phone keeps going off constantly. It's very annoying. Where's the normal loop? Oh? Why is there not just like a normal vertical loop? Am I going crazy? It's not listed. There's dive loops, half loops. .180 loop. I wanted incline dive loop. We can't just get like a normal vertical loop. Is that too complicated for you? Do a cobra roll. It's like almost a loop. This is kind of a loop. Sea serpent. It's a roll. It doesn't even make it. There's so many like wooden scaffolding pieces that are gonna snap you in half while you're riding this thing. Pieces of steel just hanging around. Okay, it makes it through that. Let's turn this way. I said 43 meters. Thank you. I'll get a smooth out there for sure. I want to try to make my own loop. Maybe that's what I have to do. I don't think it wants me to. I don't think it'll let me on this type of coaster. Nope, it's looking like it won't let me. It's weird that I can get an inverted loop, but not a normal loop. Like, that's just strange. Yes, these are loops, but that's not what I want. Just want like a wide vertical. Guess that's not an option. I'll have to stick with the incline then. It might let me do that. Sometimes it'll erase pieces. It sort of does. It's just like really... what's the word? Messy, I guess. Like, this is the type of coaster that has a build. Look at all these supports. Which is cool. Like, it's a cool visual from far away. But when you're going through, like, a loop or something, it can be annoying. Like, visually, especially in a POV setting. Like, when you're riding it, you notice this shit hitting you in the face. On some of these coasters. It does seem to be going pretty fast. I'm still in, like, play. Alright, so this is going back towards the end. Right? So it does like a cobra roll, and then a sideline twist. Goes up here, slows down a little bit. I should have the speed to still make the rest of this. And then it comes back down. Still seems pretty fast. Like, it's hard to tell how fast it's really going without being on it, but it does kind of look fast. Which is fine. But we don't need it to be like a 300 mile per hour thing, dude. It's not as terrible as I thought it would be. It's still something ahead there. Here's this loop. Whoa, there looks like there's clearance on there. This one might not be that bad. You don't even notice that brake whatsoever. Doesn't feel like that brake even worked for 1 second. Yeah, these brakes, I don't know. Maybe I have to increase the power. Especially at the end. Or just add more, I guess. Now, friction brakes are stronger than trim brakes by default. I'm wondering, maybe at the end I can have these be friction brakes, but friction brakes only work on a straightaway. So, let's see. This shouldn't, like, change too much. Give it another go. We'll see. The numbers were all green though, so we shouldn't really need to test this. We can come back and ride it at any time once it's built, but we shouldn't need to do another test run after this. I feel like I definitely do enjoy Sandbox more now. I was liking challenge mode for a long time until I played hard mode, and then it just took like forever to get anything done. And I was like, you know, I kind of just want to build stuff. Like, I enjoy just making coasters and decorating and building stuff and seeing where it takes me. I don't always have a plan, I just like to build and see what ends up coming out of my brain onto the screen, you know? So, after I finish this sandbox park, we will be returning to challenge mode for the official Spooky Pack Challenge, because I actually didn't do a Spooky Pack Challenge. I did an Adventure Pack Challenge, and I did a Nightmare Before Christmas Sandbox Park, which had the Spooky Pack stuff in it, but I didn't actually do a Spooky Pack challenge with only the Spooky Pack stuff. So we'll have, I'll have to find a way to make like a haunted house and stuff in challenge mode, and that'll be fun. put the exit back down here. Now this is gonna definitely need a priority queue. For sure. There we go. That should be good. I think we can expand these down if it's not. So I don't know how exciting this type of coaster really is. Do 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 do. Okay. Right. So then when I click on this ride, we go to we'll probably have another work roster attached to this. Like, because I'm obviously going to expand the park, so I'm not worried about that yet. There we go. And don't worry, I'll decorate later. I just want these things laid down. Put it at like 1250 for now. Management is not my concern. Okay. Balloons, more balloons. 'Cause why not? Why wouldn't you want more balloons, right? Park's not even open yet, bro. Relax. Actually, don't even care if you see the speakers, because it'll be like, oh, what's that? Some space technology? Some foreign thing we don't know about? What is this steampunk you keep talking about? Okay. That's just to remind me to decorate. Shut up. That didn't count. Staff building. Capacity 10. Because we're in sandbox and we have unlimited monies. Do a social club. That sounds fun. Why not? Now, is it more efficient to have one big work roster with like a ton of staff rooms, or to split them all up? I guess you could do both. I've always been splitting them up, because it just makes more sense, so people don't have to walk as far, you know? From like one section to another, or wherever they want to go. Alright, so that's that ride. One more coaster down, out of the way. I think we're actually going to curve up around the collider. And the path, the interesting thing here is the path, I kind of want to curve and try to reconnect with the other one. So we're gonna go through here. And we're gonna go down this way. We're gonna let this one continue. We just have to try to make this not look terrible. a little bit rough. But that's okay. We can hide it with decorations or buildings. So that's kind of the layout I want there, and then I guess this one will just be leading to another ride out that way. So I think I'm gonna like alternate. That's what I've been doing. I did a flat ride, then I did a coaster, then I did a flat ride, then I did a coaster. So now we need to do another flat ride. And there is actually a ride that fits this idea and this theme perfectly. I believe it's an extreme ride, right? Where is the Gears of Fear? This is the only time, the only theme where Gears of Fear actually works. It is, as you can see, made of iron and chains and gears, and it's like got this locomotive feel to it. And it's so perfect for what I'm doing. The Wild Wild West. Based on the movie Wild Wild West, 1999. I'm gonna put the entrance right in the middle. That'll be interesting. And then the exit's actually gonna be down here. I have to figure out how I'm gonna do a priority queue here. Probably just have it be really short and like, can I just have it be 2x2? Am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to have it be really, really short? I could certainly try. The game's not gonna let me. So the answer is no. There's just simply not enough space, I guess. Okay, I might have to just undo. Yeah, I just have to undo this whole thing. That looks so bad. Hopefully nobody will notice. Place priority entrance. Right here. On the corner. Now you're gonna let me do it? Why not? What is the problem? Why are you being picky like this? I'm gonna have to redo this whole queue. How frustrating. Yep. Sometimes that's just how Planet Coaster is. Like I said a long time ago, pathing is the most annoying part. I'm gonna build a long queue around this way. Why not? Now, how about now? There should be space here. That should count. Maybe not. Wasn't good enough. Maybe. Come on. Come on, baby! Work for me. There's so much... Okay. That's close enough. Right. Oh, that line's gonna get backed up. I think the Gears of Fear is pretty exciting, right? From what I remember. It has a million options to it. We're not gonna change the color. Not even gonna touch it. It's got its own music. Inverted twist. Look at all these animations. Oh my god! This is like heaven on earth for people that want to do their own thing. Okay, how does it start? Well, I don't know what each of these things mean, really. Let's do a backward dive, and then I guess tilted backward dive, forward dive, big front flips. Sure. Let's just see. This one's weird because it can do all sorts of things. So you're sitting there, and then the machine itself, the ride, will like twist and flip, but the chairs don't necessarily go where the thing is making it go. See, it like locks you into place, and now it's doing like a flip. And then it's kind of like twisting there, dipping down. What the heck is it doing? Ah! Oh, God. Whatever this animation, I don't like it. Is this the tilted loop? Is that what this is? Okay, so it starts with a quote-unquote backward dive. The only way to know what each animation is to have one animation and then have it stop. But that would take forever to see what each one does. How's this backward? It looks forwards to me. How's that a dive? Whoa! Now it's just doing flips. This is definitely the twist. Which is kind of just shaking the people on it. Oh gosh. Ah! Such a weird ride. I kind of like it though. Kind of like it because it's so weird and different than everything else. I think that looks like backflip. I think front flip means back flip. Or the front is the back. Or I don't know. Maybe it's I put it backwards. Who knows? Anyway, so this ride is good to go. And that means we get to build another coaster. One that's gonna be over here? Maybe? First of all, give me the correct path. Do 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 do. Okay, next coaster. What type of coaster do we want? Atheon? No. Anubis? No. Bakasura? Maybe. Inverted shuttle coaster that uses oversized track and vertical cable lift towers at each end. Oh, these are fun to make too. Damn. I almost forgot about these. We made a Bakasura before in a Western park though. So I have to do something different. Basilisk is annoying to make. The Black Falcon. Chain lift powered coaster that positions riders on either side of the track with nothing above them, giving an unparalleled sense of freedom. Now, does this count as a winged coaster? Yes, it does. Okay. We could do a winged coaster. It is kind of like... Oh, it's got the birds on it, too. That's why they call it the Black Falcon. Oh. I don't remember the last time I did, what does the Cloud Runner look like? That's a little bit of a weird thing on top. Kind of alien looking. This might be more... Yeah, that might be closer to what we're looking for. Some like strange technology going on. Kind of fits like the theme a little bit better. I'm actually gonna have it face this way though. And we're gonna switch this around. Just push it. Push it. We'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do with the ending first, I think, too. This is a magnetic coaster too, which is kind of perfect. I hope it has the room for this. It should. I know it's a winged coaster, so it reaches out to the sides. But it doesn't go that far out. This should work. So you're like, on this one you're facing the tarantula thing, and then in this ride, this coaster, you're going the opposite. So this is a magnetic motor. Last time we went really fast. We went to like 30. I think I'm gonna go slower with this one. 25. Straight up. Straight up right at the beginning? All the way? No. We're gonna make it weird looking. Make it interesting. So this one's gonna like intertwine with the other ride. The train coaster there. Loveless. I don't know what happened to my track supports. But okay. Now it's boosting up that first hill there. So it should have the speed to do it. And we can always adjust the speed of this exact coaster, like, you know, as it's going here. Huh. It didn't want to go up. I might have to do individual speed pieces. So this one, 25. How fast? Well, that'll make the whole thing go fast, won't it? Oh, what if I don't want every single piece at that speed? Because going 35 over the whole hill is going to make this thing cook. Oh, it so wants to. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if physics will let me do this. Damn it. It would have been cool looking, but I don't think it's actually possible. It has to go up. It has to go up. It has to. Come on. Come on. You can make it. The thing is, it's supposed to, like, shuttle off straight. It's actually not supposed to do this. I'm just trying to break the coaster and make it do something it doesn't want to do. Why would it give me the option? Huh? Why would you tease me this way? Maybe we can do a little hill. Like that. Maybe that's good enough. Alright, it's going fast. It's like 35 meters per second or something crazy. Not worried about my employees. We can always hire more. Fix that staffing issue. So I want to start off by turning sideways up a hill. And I want to, like, turn back somehow. And go down. And I can smooth that out, but I would prefer I didn't have to do that. Although I think I have to. 'Cause this whole thing is weird. And it's going pretty fast, so let me save, because I'm gonna try to do the thing the game hates the most, which is make a loop on the ground. I'm could just try to make my own loop though, right? Just do that. Just try to make my own loop. Alright, then we could have like a half loop and try to twist out of it. That would work. I do have like half twist pieces. Where's the twist exit? There we go. Got a big hill. Okay, one smaller than not that big. It got too slow there. I was using, I think I was, these are, I was doing heart lines. I think that's what the other ones were. I like these sideways turns, like completely 100% sideways. Those make it feel cool. I don't need them everywhere though. I want to. I want this, but like not. Not that. Not that. Whatever I did, not that. This. And somehow we twist out of it again. And I get the ending. If it has the speed to do that, that would be amazing. I don't want to directly turn though. I like the gradual turns or where it needs to be. Oh, the edge of the map is here. I was like, why can't I do this? Silly underdog. You can't. You just have to fix it. Okay, so take this. Put the brake there. And then we smooth this somehow. Because this is the part that's like really weird. Because I did this custom and never tried to do like something like that before. I mean, it looks weird, but it might work. Going immediately sideways might work. The problem is it has to go from sideways to flat and bank correctly. You know what I mean? Like, if I connect this... It's still kind of sideways here. I think I might have fixed it. Hope. We'll test it in a second. So then I have this, like it kind of does a half loop and then stays upside down for a second and then twists out. There's a lot of twisting going on. Like right there is where, this is where we need help. Okay. And we get another twist there. And a sideways turn. And just a big upside down turn. And back to a sideways turn. Okay, so let's give it a test. And remember, this is a winged coaster, so you're actually sitting off to the side of the track. That does feel weird there, huh? That might need work in the middle. Like that first really twisty section, I kind of twist out, but I think it's because I put like a delay. Sometimes if you put like a straight piece between two twists, it kind of doesn't feel very natural, but I wanted to keep you upside down for like just a little bit longer. Yeah, these numbers are kind of shitty. But I had to twist out. You know, I had to. You can't stay upside down the whole coaster. I don't think. No, I did see a high number there. And I believe it was under fear, which sometimes has to do with airtime, and then other times has to do with speed. And I think it's because I'm starting off so fast. Right? So yeah, there's definitely some crazy numbers here. Especially during this first half when I did my own custom part. I think the thing is getting this toned down, so I wonder if I can just, cut the speed in half. Or take one of these off, because it might not need all of this boost. Like, I wonder if I just literally take one off, how much does that change? And while that's testing, we can open the park, finally. But before we do, we're gonna pause for 2 seconds. Janitors. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 janitors. How many mechanics do I need? Well, I have 1, 2, 3 flat rides, and technically 1, 2, 3 coasters. That one's not done yet, so 3 and 2, at least 2. 2 mechanics. For now, can always add more. Get 3 more vendors. I think there was some shops that were empty. 1 security guard for now. We probably actually won't even need him. The security guard has to look scary though. Has to look scary. Get me my brown pants. Okay. And then what we're going to do is you go to staff, all, literally all of them, have to work in the 1999 work roster, which is what I named my place, or at least this main section that I've built today. It doesn't matter where they are now. They all will work in this area. Everybody that I just hired. And then we go in order by whatever the list is, which janitors is first. We bring this up to, let's say, $80. This is like the least important thing, but kind of have to do it. All my vendors, let's say $100. They're not happy because there's nobody to serve. But once people start coming in, the staff happiness will go up. Because if they don't have anything to do, then they get bored. We don't want the staff to be bored like the viewers of my stream. Boom, self-roast. And the mechanics, 155 for now until they get trained, because they're important. And then the 1 security guard, we don't really need to give him any more money, because he's not doing much. He won't be doing much for a while. And then hopefully they all figure out where they're going, what they're doing. And in the meantime, this ride is still testing. How did it exceed G limits? What? How? All I did was take away one thing. If anything, it would make it less G-forces. I don't know how I got faster by me taking the speed away. Let's go down to 30 miles per hour. It should be able to still make all these twists and turns. Absolutely. It feels like a coaster, that's for sure. Oh, okay. It clips there, I think, a little bit. I didn't really notice that before. That I can just move one of the coasters. It doesn't matter which one. Just a little bit. Let's go do that before I forget. Right here. Yeah, this one I think can move. We just smooth this piece out a little bit. That shouldn't really affect the rating at all. Alright. Marketing. We gotta have TV commercials because it's based on a movie. Oh, it's gotta be late night talk shows. Jimmy Fallon, give me a boost, bro. The park is open from 8 o'clock to 18 o'clock. And we can have, let's go to like 500 guests. Maximum for now. And the price, $1. I'm not going to worry too much about the prices of everything because obviously, like I said, we're in Sandbox. But the bathrooms and ATMs should maybe always have a little price tag to them. $0.50 at least. Gotta make some kind of money. Alright. So the collider is $10. That's the default price, which means that at some point we can raise it from there. And then I need to set the priority pass things. If it'll let me zoom in and click on this shit. Wiki wiki wild wild west. I'm the best. I only use this for rides, but I think you can advertise food if you really, really want to. Does it need to advertise the wheel? We don't have a priority queue here, but I guess it doesn't hurt. $10 by default. Okay, so this ride, Gears of Fear, is $11, so that's only one more than this. This coaster is $12.50. The Loveless, which is this coaster, is $12.50. This coaster, which is still breaking G-force limits, somehow, even though I keep toning it down. We're testing things. Ah, okay. Sorry. Somebody was texting me. This is still testing. Gonna take a while for this to get this coaster right because I apparently broke all the G limits. I went too fast, too furious. It's not gonna make it. Now it doesn't even make it. That's a problem. I know I can reboost it at some point. Maybe that's what I'm gonna have to do. Is add like more magnets here. Oh, it's definitely going slower. Ugh, the whole thing is too slow now. It's like you either skip through time and space itself or you don't get to go at all. Maybe this coaster is supposed to be like a slow gliding thing and not crazy fast. You know, each coaster has its preferred speeds and stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me. It's supposed to be more of a relaxing, casual coaster. At least make it over this. Nice. Alright, that should be good. There's no way it's breaking limits now. Come on, dude. It doesn't... Looks like it's going 2 miles per hour the whole way. It didn't even give me the numbers! Bro! What the hell? Give me the number! I need the numbers! I actually need those numbers. It's right there on the right side of the screen! Oh! Okay. It's a bad coaster. Those are bad. Maybe it's just a bad coaster. I don't know. I don't know. How the hell am I gonna get a priority queue in here? Dude. What am I supposed to do? Okay, maybe I can squeeze it in. It's gonna be pushing it. Alright, we have to find a name that's related to Wiki Wild Wild West. Jim West. Of course that's the character's name. It's a Warner Brothers movie. Rita Escobar. What if I just call it Big Rita? We'll just call it Rita. That's the character's name, alright? I didn't make it up. If you can come up with a better name, feel free. You're welcome to name things for me, chat. Always. Alright, this park just opened, so I don't expect to see like a lot of people on the rides yet. What kind of balloons are we selling? Does it matter? I don't know what the special effect balloon even is. But we're not selling it, alright? I ain't dealing with it. I really like the way this looks, like right underneath the hill. Actually, that was a cool idea. I'm glad I thought of it. It kind of looks like a gear or something, which is the whole concept here. Gears of Fear. And now we will add some decoration for a little bit. Let's just go in order. Why not? Do we need an anvil? Sure. You gotta make the cowboys that are shooting at each other look different. You don't want your friends shooting. We don't want friendly fire here in this game, okay? You know, this guy's not gonna have, like, too much cover. He's gonna be in trouble. Uh-oh, I'm getting shot. What? Are wooden barrels not under wooden? I mean, Western? Come on, dude. Give me the barrel. And now I did mark them as my favorite, yeah. If you're ever looking for decoration ideas, just put barrels everywhere. That's what I do. And it works in every theme ever. Works in every park. Never not work. Do. Dude. People keep texting me. Stop! Like, the second I stop streaming, my phone will go silent. The second I'm live, everybody I know starts sparking up conversation. I want to talk to you. I'm playing a video game, which is more important than whatever you're saying to me. And you're like, no, what if it's important? It's not. It's really not. Somebody was like, do you want coffee? I was like, no, I already had it. What kind of questions are these? Trying to be nice to me? What are you thinking? Don't you know I'm a cowboy? Like that Kid Rock song? You would think they would add the, like, campfire to the list of light, because it is light, but I guess it's also an animatronic. It can be both. I can't zoom in any further. The game won't let me. This thing's taller than the trees! Speaking of the trees, we're not gonna have too many because it's the desert. But one or two here or there won't be bad. Now I know this queue was at 100, but I had to put something around it to make it look more interesting. Okay. Oh boy. I forgot. Dude, I've been streaming this for 3.5 hours and I forgot the most important thing. I'm dumb. This is proof that I'm stupid. Forgot. How could I forget? I forgot. Benches and trash cans. Wow. Fire me now. Fire me from the management of my own park. I was like, why is there all this trash on the ground? And then I was like, oh my god. It's because I was dumb and didn't put trash cans in the park. Because this is what happens when you tell me, underdog, focus on the rides first. This is why I don't do that. I have a slow brain. It's made out of jello. Do. Right in the shade of the coaster. Perfect. Okay, we'll worry about the rest later. That's enough for now. And a security camera should probably go somewhere between the queue. Like right there, maybe? I don't think I need one for this queue. Probably need one over here, though. Alright, let's do... let's go to the left, right? And then fill in this space, which I don't need too much stuff. Maybe just a couple rocks or something. Oop. What happened? Got glued. The nice thing about these, like, desert rocks is they kind of blend in no matter how you stick them together. Like, you can just put them together any way you want and it'll look okay for the most part. Now for the dead tree. I'm getting kind of hungry. I think I'm gonna have lunch soon. And we'll come back to this park and, you know, do some more decoration and fill out all these empty spaces and stuff. And I think it'll look good in the end. Probably have to add a hill in here or something, so it's not completely flat and boring. I don't think I'm gonna add any water though. I might do some paint stuff with the ground just to make it more interesting. I didn't really have any like big plans for like terrain or anything, and this is probably gonna be the most standout thing as far as scenery goes, because that's the whole gimmick of the build today. Is like it's from the movie Wild Wild West, and you got the hotel and the thing and the train. So, somehow, some way, I would like a train ride, like a transport train ride. I just don't. I don't think the build's gonna be big enough to warrant one, so I probably just won't get one. We can just count this as the train, and that's fine. And then we have this, and then next time I'll add, you know, a ride out here, a ride in here, and another coaster out there, and we'll probably have a shop to end this, because I'm not going, I don't think I'm going further out that way. So actually I'll do that before we end the stream right now. Bathrooms never hurt, right? Let's get a bathroom at the end here. Which means this has to be part of the work roster. We'll go in order. Western Grave. Western Archway. This is for queues, usually. We have this, which is also for queues. Whoop. I put it backwards. There's a specific front. Okay, and then there's this archway, which is just like a mine thing. Entrance. Yeah, I don't really need that. We can save that for another coaster. Here's the little piano dude. Or it is a bar, Underdog, not a piano. There is a guy that plays a piano somewhere in this game. Or something like that. I don't know. Leave me alone. If only that, you know, if only that worked. Well, it might. You know what? We're going for it. This will probably be the last thing I do, because I'm getting really hungry. And I'm gonna go have lunch, watch some TV, and I should be back, probably tomorrow. I don't see why not. With a more gaming, more PlayStation gaming. Because I'm a PS4 streamer. There we go. Alright, well, we'll finish this build sometime in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the future. My phone won't stop going on crap. What the fuck? Stop texting me! Ah!